Hey guys, this is Camfrey15 and I'm back at it with another video for you guys. And this is another fairy tale manga chapter review. And we are back after a 2-week break, finally in December, and we are here to talk about the newest fairy tale chapter, Fairy Tale Chapter 70, titled Superior. Okay, obviously we last left off with the fact that, our gang was in the new world of Elentier, got separated, and things like that. Now, if you're wondering, because, I typically make my fairy tale manga chapter reviews on Wednesday morning, really, because that's when typically the chapters come out, but I saw that the chapter came out early, and I read it, so I'm recording this video Tuesday night, but it's gonna go up obviously as you're seeing this Wednesday morning. So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna talk about this chapter because I thought it was a pretty good chapter. It's still it's kind of more of a setup chapter still too, in the aspect of we're getting essentially, we're essentially getting the henchmen of Selene, and their fights set up before we get to Selene herself, and then obviously the Irene Belsarion stuff with a new skill and of how Wendy can use her magic and stuff like that. We'll dive into that and stuff. Anyways, the cover art or the cover page of this manga chapter is something I want to see, or something like that. It's got Loxus and Mara Jane on the cover page at what is an aquarium. Well, I love me some Mara Jane. Let's be honest. Mara Jane is fine as all get up. One, she's wearing a very, very nice outfit, and Loxus is wearing a nice, shirt. The only thing I can suggest is going on here is, are they going out on like a date or something? Well, okay, Loxus and Mara Jane. I don't know if it's just me, but me watching the fairy tale series, they typically wouldn't pair the two, but in the dialogue scenes that they do have, it's just me, my opinion. You can put in the comment section if you feel the same way, but I feel like Mashima hints at Mara Jane and Loxus, like, as a couple thing. Like I said, they don't, in the series as a whole, they kind of are in the background. Like, we've seen them say words to each other, but, I don't know, it's just me, but every time I see those two, they're always paired up together in some sort of not in a romantic way, but you get the hint that there could be some romance between the two. If you remember from like the very first, few arcs of Fairy Tale, Mara Jane did call Loxus to help with the whole, evil guild. I forgot what Gajil and Juvia's old guild was called. It's been a long time since I watched the show. But she did call Loxus to help out, and she was like, let's, we knew Loxus said a backhanded comment about Lucy and stuff like that, and obviously Mara Jane took that to heart and things like that. Yeah, and then there's only like some scenes, but another thing is, she was on Team Fairy Tale B alongside Loxus. I'm just saying, I know I'm talking so much about this, but they're really hinting at Loxus x Mara Jane. I'm down with the ship personally. I think the two kind of make a cute couple. I'll say that. They have, like I said, they have hinted at a Loxus Mara Jane potential relationship there. I always feel like something, like, I think even in like the last season of Fairy Tale, I think they hinted the fact that there is a chance that the two are like an item, but not really. I don't know. I feel like they might be like a secret dating relationship within the Fairy Tale Guild that nobody knows, and they're just secretly dating. like I said, I wouldn't mind it. Hey, it would make sense in terms of this. Elfman and Evergreen, they're essentially a couple. And here it would be Loxus and Mira Jane. So you have the Strauss family, and then you have, obviously, I guess you can say, Loxus and his crew. Now, you would probably need one more Strauss, but hey, does that mean Lizana and Reed? Because I definitely don't see her. If they're gonna do that type of thing, I definitely don't see Lizana with Big Slug. So I don't know. I'm guessing, but let's be honest. I think Lizana would rather stay single because her crush was kind of taken from her thanks to Lucy. Anyways, I talked long enough about frickin' Loxus and Mira Jane. You guys are here to see my thoughts on the manga chapter. Anyways, we last left off where Wendy and Urza were obviously against these weird magical being creatures. Now they start dishing out their attacks, and the thing is, their attacks, damage him, but they eventually like break him into particles, but then they reform back to the same deranged looking creatures and stuff like that. And essentially find out that their attacks have no effect on them and stuff like that. So what happens is Irene Belsarion comes back to Wendy and essentially assists her in taking down these enemies. Essentially, what Irene Belsarion says is tells Wendy is to use a contractual enchantment. And she goes on to say, what you see here is neither magic nor a curse. It is spiritual arts. These spiritual arts are these are spiritual art life forms created by such a technique, which obviously we find out later that they were created by Yoko. She says, I'm sure the practitioner is somewhere here. Be careful. And Wendy questions like, what is that and how can I do it and stuff like that. Irene responds by saying it's simple. You know how Ether Nano is required to use magic. Well, spiritual arts have a similar factor in order to use them. And that's the title of this chapter, which is titled Superior. So again, it's another thing that's similar to regular magic, but slightly different in a way, which is another aspect to this world that is unique. And then again, it also shows the knowledge of Irene Belsarion, because we know she's like legit over 400 years old, so she would know stuff like this because she's that old and she's, been somebody that long. She goes on to say the spiritual arts have developed so much that this place is littered with superior. All you have to do is take it in and enchant your magic with it. If you give the magic the concept of spiritual arts, you'll be able to oppose those arts. So essentially, she's telling Wendy, if you use this ability, anybody that uses spiritual arts magic will be able to counter them. Again, this is Wendy eventually does it. I did like the funny scene how Irene Belsarion's like, okay, I'm really going to sleep, so don't call me anymore. So obviously you got mommy Irene Belsarion looking after adopted daughter Wendy Marvel. Again, I said it in the last month. I think I said it a few manga chapters ago. I think it was manga chapter 68 when she reappeared. But I definitely do remember. But if you didn't see that review, please check that out. I did say in the past, I do like how what they're taking with the Irene Belsarion character, the fact that they're being a mentor / motherly figure to Wendy. Like I said, I definitely can't wait till she finally takes over. She has like a living body, and I said maybe she can become a member of Fairy Tail, and essentially be, the mother Wendy never really had, and then I guess you can have more her and Urza moments. It would be kind of awkward, but I think definitely you can have the whole Wendy Irene motherly daughter thing, because let's be honest, they are essentially like mother and daughter, just The only thing is, I guess I said in the last time, I feel like if Irene comes back in a real body, she wants to live out in Fairy Tail and be in the Fairy Tail Guild. I feel like she'll use or take Wendy under her wing and train her, use better magic and stuff like that. I definitely could see, you know, the series ending off in a way where Irene takes Wendy off her own. Wendy leaves Fairy Tail, and they essentially, Irene, you know, takes her to train and make her understand all these different magic spells and stuff like that. And also, you know, be the mother, you know, that she never got to be to Urza, and she would have her chance to do that with Wendy. So obviously still building on the Wendy, Irene, Valsarion relationship there. Wendy ends up doing that, and by doing it, she ends up powering up Urza, and Urza's like, whoa, 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 what the hell is this? And Urza was able to take them out and stuff like that. I did find it funny how Urza's like, that was great, Wendy, and then Wendy and Urza's like, yeah, that's wonderful, even though I did have help from your mother after all. Because Wendy still has not told Urza that, oh yeah, my mother is in my head as a spirit and she tells me all this stuff. I still do wonder when Wendy is going to tell Urza that she has a connection, a special connection to her mom, and that she can actually talk to her mom. That will probably have to be sometime in the near future. I can't wait to hear that happen. Or maybe when Irene gets her new body, she'll probably tell Urza, oh yeah, I've always been with this kid. So, yeah. Anyways, they go on to attack. When they finally finish them off, you have Yoko look at them and like, oh, I guess they're not that bad. She eventually comes down and confronts them. And, you know, she says, I'm the Selene's little forces, one of her Moonlight beauty bodyguards. The Moonlit beauty gods. You can call me Yoko of Pandemonium. So, and she gives a very sinister, evil-looking face and stuff like that. She goes on to say, I'm about to show you the essence of a yokai. Obviously, that's when Carla says, you must be a minion of Selene. We cut over to Natsu and Gray and Happy in the Winter Wonderland, or in the snowstorm. And that's eventually when they run into another Moonlight beauty god. And she is called Hakune, the snow, moon, and the Moonlit beauty gods Hakune of the snow, moon, and flowers. She goes on to mention, you know, what gentlemen Natsu and Gray are, and she goes on to say, looking at such strong men, I just want to kill them more. So, obviously she's very sinister, so that sets up a fight there with Gray and Natsu versus one of the Moonlight beauty gods, Hakune. And then the last few parts of this chapter is Lucy and Tauros. I found it very funny. Now, I'm not reading this off like official subs. Like I'm guarantee you this is not official sub. I'm reading this off sorcererweekly.com. But the flowers that lashed out at Lucy, man. If I could read this to you and YouTube would like be perfectly cool with this, I would read this to you. Again, I'm guessing the subs on this are definitely like not right, but it was something funny to laugh at. Like legit, you have these flowers legit swearing at Lucy, calling her essentially a female dog, and they're dropping F-bombs and all sorts of things. They're like, get the F out of here before we put something up in your you-know-what. Which I was laughing my butt off when I heard this. I was dying. I was like, these flowers just exposed Lucy. And they just literally ripped something new into Lucy. And it's funny because later, after that's over, she's like, I literally got scolded by flowers with my cow. Who would have thought? Now, Tauros, he asked Lucy, like, yo, could you please take your clothes off? Because I sense a major presence. And Lucy thinks Tauros is just being a pervert cow, like he always has been. But that's when, you know, Tauros is like, no, I don't mean it like that. Like, seriously, take your clothes off. Protection purposes. And stuff like that. Next thing you know, you see somebody up from behind Tauros. And you see a big, buff woman. And yes, she's one of the Moonlight beauty gods, Mimi the Immovable. Well, he's definitely not as I will definitely say this. Out of the three, Kokune, personally, if you ask me, is probably the sexiest looking one. Her, I guess you can say she's the Broly of the, or the big bad tough girl. Or how about this? A more accurate term, the Kale of this, you know, thing, essentially, and stuff like that. Now, the end of the chapter ends off, I guess, since Mimi looked at Lucy's tits. She says that Lucy is way too sexy. And that's where the manga chapter ends off. So I'm guessing her thing is she can't look at sexy things or things that are very revealing and very fan servicey. I think there wasn't there a gag character, a fairy tale character that did that? No, I must be thinking of Fire Force. If you watch Fire Force, a few weeks ago, they did the whole thing where this guy was trying to go up against Tamaki, but couldn't handle the fan service Tamaki dished out at him. So I think there was a character like that. Oh, it was in the Alvarez Empire arc. The one guy, I forgot his name. The one guy who had a cat-looking face. I knew who he was talking about. Couldn't handle the fact that Lucy was being very, I guess you can say, fan servicey, or being very sexually, like, you know, pretending with Natsu, and he couldn't take it. Like I said, this manga chapter is still another decent to good manga chapter. Again, like the last two manga chapters, these are just setups. You know, we're getting to the fights. Obviously, you know, some fans might not like setup chapters, but hey, it is what it is. You're gonna have to deal with it. That's really kind of it. It's a setup chapter. So now we have these setup battles for our Fairy Tail crew members to face off against the minions, slash, you know, I guess, you know, working members of Selene before they eventually take on Selene. Now we haven't seen no Toka or Ferris. Well, I'm guessing where they might be transported, or they might have been transported. I wouldn't be shocked if they're actually with Selene at this current point in time. That's just a prediction for me. I would not be shocked if they're standing right before Selene herself in her, I guess you could say, her palace, I'm guessing. So, yeah, again, another good manga chapter of Fairy Tail. We're going to have to wait another 2 weeks to see how the battles go. You know, we'll also see how strong these characters are. I guarantee you these characters must be freaking strong in their own ways. So yeah, other than that, that's really it. So if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on this manga chapter. I guess your thoughts, like I mentioned earlier at the start of this video, your thoughts. Do you think Loxus and Mary Jane are an item, or could potentially be an item? They just, Machima just doesn't, I guess, you know, give them enough screen time to hint at it. And then, what do you think about the Irene stuff with Wendy? So hit that subscribe button if you want to get more Fairy Tail content. I keep telling myself I gotta make my Fairy Tail arc reviews. I keep telling myself to do that, but I can't. But I don't make time to do that, so I'm gonna have to find time, legit, in my schedule to get some notes down for the next arc I will be doing on Fairy Tail and get that uploaded to YouTube. But in the meantime, if you are subscribed to the channel, or you do hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell icon to make sure you get up to date with anything I upload to the channel. I talk sports, regards to my Clippers or Bears. And then I talk other animes like One Piece, Fire Force, Danmachi, you know, stuff like that. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day, or night, or whenever you check out this video. Hopefully you guys are staying safe out there. So till then, guys, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Till then, guys, peace.